The electric guitar, a symbol of rebellion, creativity, and raw emotion. From smoky blues clubs to sold-out stadiums, it has shaped the sound of the modern world. But how did a simple wooden instrument evolve into the electrified powerhouse we know today? Let's plug in and find out. It all began in the early 20th century when musicians struggled to make their guitars loud enough for big bands and audiences. Acoustic guitars just couldn't compete with horns and drums, so inventors began experimenting with ways to amplify their sound. The first step came with magnetic pickups, devices that could convert string vibrations into electrical signals. When players plucked a string, the pickup sent that signal through an amplifier, turning it into sound that could fill a room. It was a revolution in tone and volume. One of the earliest breakthroughs came from Rickenbacker in the 1930s, introducing the frying pan, the first commercially produced electric guitar. It looked strange, round, metallic, and futuristic, but it changed music forever. Then came Leo Fender, a name every guitarist knows. In the 1950s, Fender introduced the Telecaster and later the Stratocaster, guitars that became icons of rock, country, and blues. They were durable, stylish, and could produce sounds no one had ever heard before. Gibson followed with the Les Paul, a guitar that defined warmth, sustain, and power. It wasn't just an instrument, it was art in motion. Suddenly, players like Jimmy Page, Slash, and Joe Perry were using it to carve their sound into history. The electric guitar gave musicians a voice that could scream, sing, or whisper. It wasn't just about melody anymore, it was about emotion. Every bend, slide, and vibrato became an expression of the soul. As rock and roll exploded in the 1960s, the guitar became a cultural weapon. Artists like Jimi Hendrix redefined what was possible, using feedback, distortion, and wah-wah pedals to paint soundscapes that felt alive. The electric guitar wasn't just heard, it was felt. It became a symbol of youth, freedom, and resistance. From Woodstock to arenas worldwide, it gave power to movements and emotion to generations. So, what makes an electric guitar electric? At first glance, it might look like a regular guitar, but beneath the surface, it's a masterpiece of physics and engineering. Every sound you hear begins with one simple thing: vibration. When you pluck a string, it vibrates rapidly. These vibrations travel across the body of the guitar and pass over small metal bars called pickups. These pickups aren't just decorative, they're the heart of the electric guitar's sound. A pickup works using magnets and coils of copper wire. When a metal string vibrates above the magnet, it disturbs the magnetic field, creating a small electrical current in the coil. That signal travels through a cable into an amplifier, where it becomes the sound we all love. The amplifier, or amp, boosts that signal to speaker level. By adjusting knobs for volume, gain, and tone, you can shape your sound, from smooth blues to screaming rock solos. Add a few effects pedals, and the possibilities are endless. Every tone, clean, crunchy, or distorted, tells its own story. A gentle, clean tone might whisper emotion, while a fuzzed-out distortion might roar with rebellion. That's the magic of electric guitars. Emotion meets electricity. Now that we know how it works, let's talk about how to play one. Learning to play electric guitar isn't just about pressing strings. It's about connecting your fingers, mind, and heart. It's both science and art. Start with posture and grip. Sit or stand comfortably with the guitar's body against your torso, neck angled slightly upward. Rest your strumming hand near the bridge and your fretting hand along the neck. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Tension kills technique. Next, learn the basic open chords: E major, A major, D major, G major, and C major. These are the foundation of countless songs. Practice switching between them slowly, making sure each note rings clear and clean. Your fingers will hurt at first. That's normal. Every great guitarist went through it. Over time, calluses form, and your hands grow stronger. Remember, consistency beats speed. Once you're comfortable with chords, move on to scales. The pentatonic scale, in particular, is every rock guitarist's secret weapon. It's the basis for solos, riffs, and improvisation. To play the minor pentatonic, start at the 5th fret of the low E string. Practice moving up and down slowly, listening to each note. The goal isn't just speed, it's precision and emotion. Now, let's talk about picking. Use a plectrum pick between your thumb and index finger. Alternate between downstrokes and upstrokes. This helps you play faster and smoother. Many players also use finger picking for blues, jazz, and classical tones. Rhythm is key. Use a metronome or backing track to stay in time. Even the best solos mean nothing without groove. Listen to drummers and bassists. They'll teach you more about rhythm than any guitar book. When you're ready, explore power chords, the building blocks of rock and punk. They're simple 2-note shapes that sound huge when amplified. Play them with distortion, and you'll feel the energy of every legendary riff. As your confidence grows, start learning songs you love. Whether it's Hendrix's Purple Haze or Metallica's Enter Sandman, playing along to music builds timing, ear training, and motivation. Then comes bending and vibrato, 2 techniques that give your playing emotion. Bend a note slightly upward to make it cry, or add vibrato by wiggling your finger gently for warmth and soul. Your guitar is your voice. Every player speaks differently. Hendrix spoke in fire and chaos, Clapton in emotion and control, Santana in melody and spirit. You'll find your voice too, 1 note at a time. Now let's move on to tone. Your amp settings define your sound. Start with a flat EQ, bass, mids, and treble around halfway. Then experiment. More mids for blues, more bass for metal, more treble for clarity. Don't chase other players' tones. Chase your own. Gear matters, but expression matters more. A great guitarist can make any guitar sing because tone starts in your fingers. You can enhance your sound using effects pedals. A distortion pedal adds grit. A delay pedal creates echoes. A chorus pedal gives depth. And a reverb pedal makes your sound spacious. Stack them wisely. Too many effects can muddy your tone. Practice daily. Even 15 minutes a day makes a difference. Focus on accuracy, not speed. Record yourself. Listen critically. You'll hear progress you might not notice while playing. And remember, every guitarist struggles. Even legends like Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen once stumbled over scales. The difference is, they kept going. Would you like me to continue with part 3, final 3,000 plus words, covering guitar genres, legendary players, evolution of electric tone, and the emotional connection between guitarist and instrument, in the same YouTube style and 3-line paragraph format? The electric guitar isn't just an instrument, it's a storyteller. Across decades and genres, it's carried the voice of generations. From soulful blues to raging metal, it adapts, evolves, and never stops speaking. Let's begin with the blues, the foundation of it all. The blues guitar taught the world how to make emotion audible. Players like B.B. King, Muddy Waters, and Stevie Ray Vaughan could express heartbreak and hope with just a few notes. Their secret wasn't speed, it was feel. One slow bend from B.B. King's Lucille could say more than 100 fast notes. The electric guitar became a tool for storytelling, echoing the human voice in pain and triumph. Then came rock and roll, and everything changed. Chuck Berry combined rhythm and melody into something explosive. His famous duck walk and fiery riffs turned the guitar into a symbol of rebellion. In the 1960s, rock evolved into an art form. Jimi Hendrix took the electric guitar to another dimension. He didn't just play it, he spoke through it. Feedback, distortion, and wah-wah became part of his vocabulary. Hendrix showed that sound could be visual. His solos painted emotion. He played behind his head, with his teeth, and even set his guitar on fire, not for shock, but as a ritual of expression. Meanwhile, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page refined rock's emotional and technical sides. Clapton's bluesy phrasing, Beck's dynamic control, and Page's dark creativity pushed the electric guitar into uncharted territory. Then came the 1970s and 80s, the age of guitar heroes. Artists like Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, and Steve Vai turned the guitar into a weapon of innovation. Tapping, harmonics, and high-speed shredding became the new language. Van Halen's two-handed tapping technique inspired a generation. His guitar tone, nicknamed the Brown Sound, was thick, aggressive, and unmistakably his own. He proved that innovation was the soul of rock. As the decades rolled on, the electric guitar spread into every genre. Jazz legends like George Benson and Wes Montgomery fused smooth melodies with complex harmonies, proving that even in improvisation, the guitar was limitless. In metal, bands like Black Sabbath, Metallica, and Iron Maiden took guitar tone to darker, heavier places. Drop tunings, distortion, and palm muting created a sound that felt like thunder itself. Punk rock simplified everything. 3 chords, raw energy, and emotion over perfection. Bands like the Ramones and the Clash showed that anyone could pick up a guitar and make noise that mattered. Alternative and grunge followed, with players like Kurt Cobain turning simplicity into art. His unpolished playing in Nirvana wasn't about technical skill, it was about truth. Every strum was a cry of emotion. Then came the modern era, digital amps, modeling software, and endless tonal possibilities. Artists like John Mayer, Tom Morello, and Jack White fused old-school soul with futuristic creativity. Tom Morello, for example, used his guitar like a DJ turntable, scratching, toggling switches, and creating sounds no one thought possible. Jack White went the opposite way, embracing simplicity and raw analog power. Today, technology allows any guitarist to shape their own universe of sound. From bedroom producers to festival headliners, everyone can access the tools once reserved for legends. The electric guitar remains the centerpiece of expression. But no matter how advanced the tech gets, one truth remains. The soul of the guitar lives in the hands of the player. A $100 guitar in the right hands can sound like a masterpiece. A $10,000 one without passion will sound empty. The bond between player and instrument is deeply personal. Every scratch, every dent tells a story. Guitars aren't just tools, they're companions through life's highs and lows. Some guitarists name their instruments, treating them like old friends. B.B. King had Lucille. Stevie Ray Vaughan had Number One. For many, their guitars are extensions of who they are, physical pieces of their soul. Learning the electric guitar isn't just about notes, it's about finding your voice. Whether you whisper like David Gilmour or roar like Dimebag Darrell, your sound is your identity. And that's what makes the electric guitar eternal. It's not bound by genre, era, or style. It's a universal language, one that connects generations, from the blues pioneers to the bedroom musicians of today. So if you're holding an electric guitar for the first time, remember, you're holding history. You're holding the same spirit that powered legends, inspired revolutions, and gave a voice to the voiceless. Plug in, turn up, and let your story be heard. Because when you play an electric guitar, you're not just making music, you're joining a legacy.